Okay.
All
He
right,
likes
make
to
sure
do that.
make sure use up my spectacle.
He
You're live
likes to
now,
do that,
people.
Papa Biggie.
Welcome
He
to That's Our
really
Topic.
likes to do that.
You're live now.
Put
So
people
we're
on
here
the
with Papa
spot.
Biggie. First, I want to talk about is the young girl or the young people them in the world at large who are unalive themselves or something. So Papa Biggie, he has a song about that, and he's a what I call it now, Siri.
His song "Reach Out."
Yeah.
All right. And so he's advocating for the people out there who are intending to unalive themselves for whatever reason. But first, let's just say good afternoon and welcome. This is Daza WhatsApp Radio with an interview. I think it should be about Daza, but we also have Papa Biggie, who's an advocate for people out there needing help. And his song "Reach Out" is around circling around the world, being played on radio stations, in parties, and just about everywhere. So Papa Biggie is here to tell us a little bit more about Reach Out and what is his next step after creating this and advocating. Papa Biggie, go right ahead and talk to us.
Okay, good evening to everyone out there, to you, the moderator and the host.
Thank
Um,
you.
That's the WhatsApp radio. I want to say a big respect and good evening and thanks for having me. And each and everyone out there listening, I want to say thanks for listening and tuning in. All right. In that being said, my main objective is basically to bring awareness to the plight of suicide among us as humans, because suicide has no face, no race, no color, no creed.
Mhm.
It crosses every border and every basically spectrum of society. You have
Mhm.
people who are millionaires committing suicide.
Mhm.
You have people who are poor are committing suicide. But the vast majority of the people committing suicide are on the lower spectrum of the economic chain. And that shows that there is basically a serious discourse in the sense of the wealth on the planet of Earth, and not only just the wealth, opportunities are not being dispersed properly.
Okay.
Hence,
All right, you mentioned that the rich are doing the same and the poor are doing the same, and there's some people who are saying this is due to mental illness.
mental
What is
illness.
your take on that?
Okay, mental illness. First, I'm going to just give a statistics before I start speaking, because I like to make people be aware of where I'm coming from and why I've made the decision to do this song.
Mm-hmm.
In Jamaica, I think by now it's about 48 people who have committed suicide, or unalive, should say, themselves. You understand me? In which that word should not be um, basically basically be a stigma when it comes to even any of these platforms, because it's real, it's life.
Mm-hmm.
It should be something that we could have an open conversation about and don't have to anybody thinking we're misconstrued in any form of words or we're playing with any syllables.
Right.
You understand me? The name of it is what it is. It starts with a S.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody, I'm just going to refer to it as taking their own lives.
Right.
All right. So I think that might be a little bit more appropriate, so to speak, to the status quo. That's more appropriate.
Okay.
So now, in saying that, um, people are the World Health Organization reported that since 2021, over um, over 727,000 people each year take their own lives
Right.
willfully. Now, the problem of mental illness is only one aspect of the spectrum, and only and only, and it doesn't cover just one demographic. But if you check it, it's just one demographic of people with the
Mm-hmm.
mental illness. It's just that basically you have people who are genuinely ill
Right.
mentally,
Right.
and that make people make a lot of decisions. They not only hurt themselves, but they also hurt other people. Now,
Right.
That's
Hurt
what
people hurt
mental
people.
illness does. Let me say this to you, that's what mental illness does. And mental illness plays a part with people going into schools and hurting other people and hurting
Right.
children. Now, with people hurting themselves, most of the times, if you check economics, they're having economic hardship and have given
Mm-hmm.
up. Now, people lose hope because they're not given hope. A lot of times, faith. People actually lose faith because they're not given hope. Because hope is what you give to somebody, but faith is what they have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my personal view about life. Anyway, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I think I am of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, the thing is that mental illness, there are treatments that can address it, whether it be um, medical or just sometimes spiritual.
Okay.
Now, spiritual, all right. The thing about the whole thing on mental illness, yes, I understand that we need to take a look more on mental illness, but why not take a look at how we are treating each other in the first place by opening doors of opportunity, pressuring the people in positions that can help to help a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
you know, create incentives for people to feel like they need to live. And the incentive for people to need to live is one and holding another and bringing them up. Because not everybody want a hand up or a handout. Some people just want an opportunity that they could go and get their own. But if you don't create opportunity, then situations like this, because the young lady that was crying out, one of the first thing I saw in the video, she was talking about not having a job,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to get a job at the time. No, at the same time, we weren't kind enough. The people out there in social media land weren't kind enough to encourage her. A lot of them were laughing, and certain derogatory remarks were made. And based upon that, when you do stuff like that, you basically kill people's self-esteem. You kill a person's self-esteem, you basically hit them at the core, and their morals, they lose it. Once they lose their morals, then that's when mental illness start to seep in. Because a lot of people who I've realized that based upon the data that I've read, weren't born with mental illness. It came on as an unsought. Just as if you eat too much starch, you can end up with diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you eat too much salt, you can end up with hypertension, which is high blood pressure. Because these things are sleeping inside of us, just like worms are sleeping inside of us. And if you feed them enough and feed them too much, then they're going to turn around and start affecting your body. That's why, since you're a young kid, your parents always say, let me purge you out or me give you something to help get rid of the worms inside of you. You were born that way. Cancer is something that has been, you were born with cancer cells inside of you, but
Mm-hmm.
they develop over time depending on your lifestyle, the way you live, or
Mm-hmm.
just naturally they develop. You could be the healthiest person and drop from a heart attack. That
Right.
doesn't mean you're not immune from any form of illness, just like mental illness.
You're not
But there are
exempt.
certain things that trigger these type of sicknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that trigger it stems from economics, it stems from sometimes just your genes will automatically make it come true. That means it has been a part of your genes. It can be heredity, where you have a line of family that they have mental situations over a period of time. And studies prove that those are basically, what do you call it, heredity, so to speak.
Okay, if I may just cut in a minute, according to the World Health Organization, it's prevalent among those who are 15 to 29 years of age. And like you're saying, it can be connected with several things such as financial problems, relationship disputes, or chronic pain and illness. But what we tend to do is just associate it with things like depression and alcohol use. So, how do we prevent? How can we prevent or control this? What's your take?
All right. The thing about it is that mental illness, the onslaught of mental illness doesn't just come on overnight. There
Mm-hmm.
are signs that are visible to the people closest to the people who get ill that way.
Okay.
But unless the masses are educated to identify those signs, then they don't know what to look for and they don't know what they're facing with.
Mm-hmm.
One of the common thing in Jamaica and in the African American community, we always associate mental illness, actually the symptoms of mental illness with witchcraft. We need to stop associate with witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Because as somebody start act a little weird, them say, oh, them you will be my cousin or somebody who will be me. No. You understand me? That's a serious problem.
I have a question.
Because
I
when
have a
you
question. I have a
because
question.
go ahead.
I have a question, Papa Biggie. So, do you think that these people are? It's not like as Jamaica alone, or it's not like a one region. You said the figures. I don't quite remember the figures. What are? Do you think that these things are probably
720,000.
demonic possessed, or do you think that?
No. That's the problem. We tend to. That's what I just said. Contrary to what if you had listened to what I said a while ago, Daz, I said the problem with the whole thing is that we are quick to say it's demonic instead
Mm-hmm.
of more medical, or instead of opportunities of driven people to
Mm-hmm.
develop those type of illness. I'm not a psychiatrist. I cannot speak specifically on what entails the direction that makes somebody end up in that direction. But from data that I have read data, I have watched several psychiatrists and psychologists, you understand me, who address these issues, and they all come to the same conclusion. And basically, I'm just repeating what is the data out there, the data that's available out there. The thing about it is that when you look at our own community, or even where you live, Daza, if somebody come out and start act erratic, a young lady or a young man, the first thing the community come out and say is, and I want you to tell me if I'm lying or I'm speaking the truth. Before they said it's mental illness, the first thing the person come out and say, somebody mad them, somebody will be upon them. That's how we are. You can hide. And so I'd like to hear your talk. I'd like to hear you. So
No,
am
no,
I
no.
lying? Am I lying?
Well, depends on the culture. We are in a culture like that where people
No,
very
but I'm not saying depending on culture. I'm asking directly of your community where you live in Jamaica.
well, things are always debatable, But I mean, the vast majority will definitely have that opinion or have that view, actually.
Right, and if the vast majority, that simply mean if the vast majority is basically what rules, majority rules, right?
Yeah, yeah. Democracy.
Okay, because all right, democracy. But what I'm saying, the vast majority rules, because if you think about it, listen to me. If you're voting in a government, it's the one that get the most, the person that get the most vote win, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Okay, so it's simple. So it is easy to say then, and it's my statement could be right when I said where you live, if the vast majority would look at somebody who is acting erratic and say somebody will be at them or somebody throw witchcraft on them, instead of looking at it as mental health, a medical problem, you realize that your education is needed, because if that your community on a whole and the kids have been taught in schools to identify, at least not the kindergarten ones, but at least the ones from high school level to high school and tertiary level are being taught how to identify these problems, then these problems could be addressed sometimes from within the home instead of even outside of the home. That means people from within the home take the person to see medical help before it gets worse. Am I lying? Wouldn't that be a right thing to do?
Yes, it would be. Now,
Well,
let's
definitely.
take the young lady, the former beauty contestant. She was on the internet doing all these videos and so on and so forth. Now, I'm not quite sure whether or not she had people around her, family members and friends. What would you say, or to family members and friends, how do you determine, how do you know when to act?
All right. Once you see somebody start acting weird, as so to speak, erratic, start acting out of, we'd say, out of context, out of character, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not like it's a situation somebody get up and somebody upset and a curse. And so that's emotional. So them, everybody entitled to have that like a breakdown sometime now and then. But once it becomes something that is a constant thing, the person over a period of time, because she didn't do it just one time, she did many videos, what I heard, and
Mm-hmm.
she have done many other things, and the people around her, they should have been the ones who said, okay, then you know what, something is wrong with her. I
Mm-hmm.
heard her mother was saying that she was saying something wrong with her, but
Mm-hmm.
saying something wrong with somebody and not
Mm-hmm.
taking action is a
Mm-hmm.
different situation. So if you keep talking, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying that, and I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a psychotherapist. I'm none of those
Mm-hmm.
psycho things, which
Mm-hmm.
works with the brain. And
Right.
I'm not a neural surgeon or anything like that, so I cannot definitively put a
Right.
stamp on it. But what I can do, I can repeat what I have heard and what I have read,
Mm-hmm.
because I read a lot and I listen and I watch. I
Right.
also talk a lot because I try to educate people. Because one of the problems with us as a people, we stop talking to each other.
Right.
And a lot of people doesn't understand when somebody is having a psychological breakdown, and have to visit a psychiatrist. The first thing the psychiatrist does
Mm-hmm.
in the course of their evaluation, they talk to them and bring them through a whole basically line of questions and to get to know them and to get in their minds intimately before they could even diagnose any form of medication.
Mm-hmm.
If they are acting in a sense where they're about to immediately hurt themselves, then they'll give them that tranquilizer or something to calm them, muscle relax as they call it, to relax them. Then they go into their brain and talk. They have to talk to them. They can't open up their head and go inside their head. They have to talk to them, and by talking to them, the answers that the persons that are affected give back, that's when the psychiatrist is going to make their decision and diagnosis, so to speak. Now, with that being said, Marcus Garvey was one of the first persons. I heard him in a speech in 1912 in Harlem, New York, when he was saying, as soon as the black man learn to start talking back to each other, that's when we're going to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped talking to each other a long time ago, and it is not just a black thing, it's basically a global situation where humans have stopped communicating on the level with each other, person to person. You would rather go and speak to somebody 10,000 miles away on a computer, and your neighbor next door, you don't even know their names. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
sad
Yeah.
thing. That's what affecting this world. We stop communicating with each other, because if I'm talking to Daza in Jamaica right now, or you, sis, in Florida, on the phone right now, on the through social media right now, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable talking to you guys right there. I've never met Daza in person, but me and Daza have a relationship talking. I've never met you in person, but we have a relationship. But my neighbor next door, if I don't have a relationship, what does that say about me? So I'm the
Mm-hmm.
type of person, in truth, and in fact, I go to my neighbors when if I have a new neighbor, my friend, a good friend of mine, he just bought the property near next door to my house, and I go to him, I introduce myself to him, I welcome him to the community, and
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't look like me. He's not the same complexion like me. You understand me? And I go over to
Mm-hmm.
him and I talk to him. I'm not going to put race in it, so I'm not going to talk
Right.
what race
Right.
he is.
Right.
I'm not going to publicly say that, but I go over to him, I talk to him. We
Mm-hmm.
have neighbors just up the road that they're Caucasian, and they have been there for years before we bought this house. And I go over there to him, to the gentleman. At one point, I just you say hi to them, and they say hi. At one point, their yard started overgrowing, and I'm like, what was happening? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
see the gentleman, I didn't see the ladies. It was two sisters and a brother. and they're all over 80 years old. These are people close to 100. Maybe the sisters might be 100. The brother look like maybe he's about 85, 86.
Mm-hmm.
And when we realized that in me, myself, my wife, and son, we went over there. We knocked the door, ring the bell, nobody answered. We just start cutting the grass. We cut their lawn, we cut their front yard, clean up the fence, clean up all the bushes, pack them up in bags, and put them away.
Mm-hmm.
About a couple of weeks later, the gentleman come to me and he said, I was so sick. I was in and out of the hospital. I couldn't do anything to clean up my yard. And I thank you so much. So by doing that now, they actually employ a company that comes in now and that
Mm-hmm.
keep up the neighborhood, make the neighborhood, you understand me?
Right, right. The
So,
values of
and
the
not
place.
only that, it created a, a space where that gentleman now and his family feel safe to speak to us. And you understand me? From then, whenever he sees me, hey, Mr. Courtney, because he don't know me as Papa Biggie, they just know me as around here as my right name, my government name. So like, hi,
Right.
Mr. Courtney, and I'm like, hi, how are you? You understand me? So that just little things like those make it showing you how to cross bridges, build bridges. We need to start building back bridges instead of walls. Too many walls are being built, and social media becomes a new bridge. And social media as a bridge carries some really um, serious people, some people that they don't care about other people's emotions. And because they
Yeah.
don't care about other people's emotions, somebody will stay 10,000 miles and insult somebody to the worst way that lives next door to another person, and the person next door will stay and laugh at the person next door to him. Don't even know the person that is insulting and derogatory. It basically putting that person through so much trauma. It becomes so traumatic for that person and the end
Mm-hmm.
of getting or receiving that. No, if you remember good, years ago in America, two
Mm-hmm.
girls had actually stabbed their classmate to death, and their classmate was their best friend. They had a sleepover and they killed their friend. I don't remember the story when the little girl said this man come on the internet named Slender Man and tell them to kill their friends. And
Wow.
they killed their friends. You could look it up. It's something real in America. The little kids kill their friends because of Slender Man. You could look it up while I'm talking to you. Slender
I
Man
am
story.
doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Girls kill their friends because of Slender Man. You
I
find
am
it?
looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Yep. So because of Slender Man, they kill their friends. They kill their friend.
So Papa Biggie,
Yes.
Yes.
It
what
happened in Wisconsin.
Papa Biggie, what would you
What's
say
his
would
name?
have been
It happened in
um,
Wisconsin.
Oh, it happened in Wisconsin. You see, so the thing is, the thing about it, I read a lot. So you will realize that whatever I say might sound crazy, but there's proof to everything I say.
Yeah. The Lord
Yeah, go
heard
ahead
me.
now, Daza. Mr. Daza, you're saying something, please.
basically what I'm saying is do you what would be the antidote if there's any for people who analyze themselves and it causes for mental health? What would be your prescription towards that? You have any?
Okay, the prescription is that I'm not a doctor. That's number one. So I couldn't clinically recommend anything. What I would say though is find yourself, go to the doctor, and if you are not in a safe space of mind to do it, then the people around you, because there must be someone around, at least one person. At the same time, people find themselves especially in big cities. In big cities, the place might be crowded, but people are still lonely,
Okay.
especially females.
I was
Females,
just I was just gonna say, but the young lady had so many people around her, yet she was still in that space, and she was able to get to that point of actually doing what she planned to do. What do you
are
say about that? I mean,
all right.
we can
That's
get
what
to
I'm
where
saying.
people
That's
are, but
simply
we're
mean
still in
the
that
people
world.
around her, the people around her, they weren't taking her seriously because they were not educated because of the signs. They were not cognizant of the signs that they were not cognizant of the signs that she was displaying.
Mm-hmm.
They saw the signs. They might have thought that she was just playing around, doing the same, playing around, because they weren't educated enough about mental illness. So that's what I'm saying. That's why it comes back to where I said in the first statement I said was education. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So education is the key. It's just like, all right, the youths in Jamaica now are educated to the point that we had a national election in Jamaica recently and they didn't have a bloodbath.
Mm-hmm.
Education stopped that bloodbath. And I
Right.
personally have to comment every time I speak, I say this. I commend the Jamaican people on a whole, and I commend the leaders who did not go down that road to influence the children and the young people to take up
Mm-hmm.
arms against each other. Not to say that the previous governments did,
Mm-hmm.
because guess what happened? A
Mm-mm.
lot of outside influence had came into Jamaica over the years, and the outside influences had pushed certain things to certain limit and certain level.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, the people united through music. You realize that every campaign is it was music that saved it. A lot of people then when you see that, then when people say people talking derogatory lyrics, they're not telling people to shoot people and this and that. Then what you think you're telling them? If music can tell them not to do it in an election, as Jamaica election has always been violent and volatile. And music stopped them from hurting each other. I see labor right I wind up on PNP and all right, let
Mm-hmm.
me put in there.
Mm-hmm.
JLP supporters, women and men,
Mm-hmm.
take turn to dance together
Yes.
and dance in ways where like they're making love literally on the street. And I rather them make love dancing on the street more than fighting and hurting each other. So I
Mm-hmm.
never have no problem with that. No, from a moral standpoint, when it comes to the artists who are doing their songs, I'm gonna ask you to start doing more songs that leads. I know you want to, yes, entertainment. I'm not gonna tell you to. I'm not gonna. I'm not calling any names. I'm not trying to censor any artist because everyone,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, is entitled to express their own way through their craft. But all I'm asking, if this is a asking, militarily a beg on you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the entertainment part with anything you want to say on it in the club. Out in the streets where the kids are exposed to it. But I'm gonna sorry, tone it down for me a little bit, please, just a little bit, just a little bit. One step at a time, just inch it in. And
Mm-hmm.
reading some of the lyrics where people are talking about analyzing people and all them things because I talk about analyzing, but I talk about analyzing sound, analyzing sound.
Mm-hmm.
Our sound get, taking out sound system. That's music. That's musical warfare. And I make sure that my last song, Sound Funeral, I say at the front of the song, this is a musical warfare, not a physical warfare. You understand me? So the musical warfare goes to just competition for sound system and for musical,
Mm-hmm.
championships. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the conversation of people, this is another thing. Material things have become the forefront of a lot of people's demise. And so to speak, I'm going to go into that, where it affects mental illness. A lot of people have, a lot of people don't have. No, nowadays, the people that have, many times they try to use it as a weapon, even without their realizing what they're doing. And that
Yes.
weapon is basically bereaving the people that don't have. Or basically, they say cash shade in saying that I have and you don't have. Why you don't have? You shouldn't have. No, they don't know they don't know that person's position. They don't know that person. That person might be working. I know people who work two
Mm-hmm.
jobs. I
Mm-hmm.
know people who work two jobs in America.
Mm-hmm.
And them work hard. And I have brethren and people already at Jamaica who work extremely hard. And they work hard, but still they can't seem to make ends meet. No, that's because of the economic situation they're in, the position they're in,
Mm-hmm.
and the type of work they're doing. It just can't add up to how they want to live. And they don't want to live big, they just want to live and be able to pay their bills,
Mm-hmm.
take care of their families. But in this economic times and crisis, it's so hard, depending on where in the world you find yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because in some markets in the world, if you work hard, and you don't even have to work so hard, you can live
Right.
comfortably. Why you can live comfortably? There are subsidies, and even the payment that you're receiving for the work that you do, it signifies that yes, you can live good from that work. You do the same job in um another area or another country or another place, and you kill yourself working, work yourself right down in the grave, and still can't see what you're working for.
Right.
So all of these demographics lead, and these situations lead to people making decisions when they find out they work so hard, they do everything possible, they can't get. It's not just one set reason why people are doing what they're doing. And this, I'm talking on a global level. I'm not talking Jamaica. It's global what I'm talking about.
Right. Right.
Because of that situation, they have found themselves become hopeless. They have lost hope. They have
Mm-hmm.
depression sets in. Once they lose hope, depression sets in. And from depression sets in, I think the greatest, what you say, driver that leads to unaliving is actual depression.
Okay.
And I think, as I said, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't speak as a medical practitioner or a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist, none of those. It's
Mm-hmm.
just based upon the data that's available out there, and that's what I get my decision, basically my knowledge from, so to speak. So I'm just repeating what the quote unquote specialists and what the quote unquote medical practitioners who deal with that type of thing basically say, and that's what they're saying. I'm
All
just
right.
repeating. Yeah, go ahead.
And just to confirm what you're saying, the National Institute of Mental Health, they've given us some tips, and one is to ask, two is to be there, like you mentioned, help keep them safe, help them to connection, like you were just saying, to connect with each other, like you connect with your neighbor, and also to do a follow-up. But sometimes we find it extremely difficult, especially to help keep them safe. And the information says reducing access to highly lethal items or places can help prevent suicide. Asking the person if they have a plan, and making lethal means less available or less deadly can help. Now, in the case of the former beauty queen, she didn't take poison or anything, but I guess she used her curtains. I mean, there
All
wasn't
right, let
much
me say
anyone
this to you. If
studied that.
somebody, listen to me, just like if, let me, it's just like if somebody want to hurt you. If somebody
Mm-hmm.
want to hurt you, highly likely they're gonna end up hurting you, because trust me, unless you go hide in a bulb, they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna find you and hurt you. That's
Okay.
number one. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no one way to stop anyone from doing what they're doing. I understand what they are saying,
Mm-hmm.
because they're talking about the access to weapons and stuff. Where in America, where maybe they
Poison.
did that study, and not in
Mm-hmm.
a place like Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
weapons are easy to be bought because people with mental illness. All right, simple.
Mm-hmm.
This guy who just did a shooting the other day in America here, who shot the Republican guy, the
In
speaker
Georgia.
guy. Yes, that young man. They said he had mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
They said he had just gone had some mental thing with the mental hospital or where it was, but yet he was allowed to get out and go buy a gun and legally purchased a gun. That means the system is flawed. And in
Mm-hmm.
New York, and in New York City, if you own a house, you could own 10 houses, and you're upstanding citizen. It's like basically pushing a camel through a needle high for someone in New York, the regular persons in New York, to attain a firearm to protect themselves
I'm not
legally.
sure. I'm not sure though that I agree with all of these people coming up saying it's mental health. I don't know if you saw the news yesterday where this man had planned to go to the airport to unalive or to,
Yes, in
and
Georgia, in Georgia.
right, and his family reported it. So by the time he got to the airport, the cops were there. So I'm thinking if they're able to sit down and plan this way ahead of time, have the because he left his weapon in the car and walked in the airport, I guess, to scout it out.
Surveillance. He was doing surveillance
Right, but
before he
someone
called.
mental. I mean, mad people not really think like that, right?
All right, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy Hook, the youth who killed the
Sandy Hook.
22, Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Where in
Steroid.
2012, I think it was, where
Killed students and
the
then.
students in the school.
Mm-hmm.
I used to drive past that youth every day.
Mm.
And I used to see him, I used to call to him because he had this big German Shepherd dog, and I'm a dog lover. I have always raised German Shepherd and pit bulls and stuff. I raise dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I have always had dogs, and I love big dogs. I don't like I like them, but I don't see myself owning a small dog.
Mm-hmm.
My dogs are always pit bulls, German Shepherd, or Alsatian dogs when I was in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because of that said, I always used to drive past him to drop this lady that I was with at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to pass him all the time. In the summer, he would have on sandals, no shirt on, and just a shorts, one of those basketball shorts.
Mm-hmm.
In the winter, he would have on no shirt,
Mm-hmm.
a basketball shorts, and his sandals in the winter with the socks on his foot with the sandals on. And I'm used to watch, and I'm like, why would he be walking the dog in the store and him not have a shirt and in the cold?
Mm-hmm.
But I always say hi to him and he'll blow my horn and he'll hold up his hand and I pass. Now when the act was committed and I heard that was that same kid, I was shocked to the core. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't seem as if he had no mental illness or anything. But guess what? His mother knew that he was using plastic bags, black garbage bags to tape all the windows in his room.
Oh.
That sunlight didn't come in. He was playing music that they call devil music because they do sell music and they
Mm-hmm.
target devil's music and children listen to those music and get involved in that type of thing.
So would you tie that into what Daza just said earlier that some of it may be connected to a demonic thing?
I wouldn't think it would be demonic. I would think it would be people being because their mind upstairs is not thinking right in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Then that make them become susceptible to basically encouraging that type of behavior and being a part of that. Because in the first place, if you think straight, you're gonna know say no doping now gonna come through them black sitting down coming in your room, come get you. You understand? It's just like when we were growing up and they tell you that dopey in the house and all them things. You understand me? It's evil spirit in the house and all them things. We grew up hearing those things. We grew up living in fear because of those things. The one of the hardest beating my father ever give me is when we live at Trench Town. We live Denham Town and go live at Trench Town. My father live with this lady and him and the lady gone a Carib theatre gone watch show. I live at Greenwich Road. And I remember when them gone there, cause my father leave Denham Town and go be with a lady. My mother from my small.
Mm-hmm.
So my father, I was living with my father and carry me go live with this lady. Got him
Mm-hmm.
lady, and I was in the house, them gone. The leaf them for the tree are blow and the leaf them are sway. And I thought it was Duppy. I always pray that thing a Duppy a shadow in the house instead of the leaf in the tree. So I lock the door and lock out my father out, lock out my father. But that time, and him never really beat me that time because when him come the door, the door open. But what really happened, I used to so afraid to go use the bathroom, and I used to end up get up out of my bed enough time and end up a pee pee in the by accident. Now I walk asleep or literally a pee catch you so coward a pee pee in the dresser drawer. George Sajara pee pee by accident as a youth. I wasn't even 5 years old good. And my
Okay.
father whacked me wickedly feet. And I never remember that, never forget that being. The thing about it is that we grew up hearing about Anansi's story, hearing about Duppy's story. These are things that come all the way from Africa over with our foreparents.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things lead to us when we see the signs of mental health, we are misconstruing it and we're taking it for the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes when the young lady start acting the way she was acting, the people around her maybe say, oh, somebody must be her now, or somebody must do her something instead of taking her to get the proper health care.
Mm-hmm.
Because she needed the right health, the proper health care. Now the Jamaican government and the world at large
Mm-hmm.
have started taking note since I think since in the 2000s here, the latter part of 2000s, I think they start taking note of what is going on because there's a crisis on our hands. And until we start reaching out to each other, whether by helping each other physically by taking us each other when we see something going wrong, in the first place, before it even get to that level
Mm-hmm.
of it start going wrong, let us start doing something right by start crossing bridges instead of building walls against each other. Start saying better words to each other, using like basically more kinder words to
Hear
each
that,
other.
Deza? Mm-hmm.
Start using kinder words to each other, which will foster better relationships with each other.
Yeah.
You
So,
understand? And then we can take it from there, and that will help to actually basically maybe quell the
yep.
development of mental illness
Mm-hmm.
and of actual depression because sometimes traumatic situations
Mm-hmm.
make people get depressed.
Yes.
Loneliness make people get depressed. Economics instability make people get
Socioeconomic.
depressed.
Yeah.
So I think that social distancing is one of the worst things that we could ever do to each other.
Yeah. Isolation
And
kills.
social distancing is talking to somebody we don't, as I said, we're like you in Florida, Daza in Jamaica, and I'm not talking to my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, Mr.
Yeah.
Biggie, I must admit, though, I have a different opinion on that because that's who I am. Because, when you, especially a youth like me that is multi talented and probably accomplish a lot, and people see me as different. Them see me as an artist, me can draw, me can paint, and me can do something that is different from everybody. And people recognize that people might respect me. Then you have the opposite side of people who really don't respect the fact that you can do certain things, and you have to just be
All
careful.
right.
Careful
All
of
right.
your speech.
Daza, hold on. Just a minute.
But I'm explaining myself.
Okay.
So
Go ahead. I was gonna interject. Okay,
me
go
feel
ahead.
very comfortable. All of my friends them are like, oh no, that's why I have a WhatsApp group. I don't have nobody in my community in my group. And me socialize with these people every day. I'm gonna do better work. I'm gonna conduct myself better. I'm still out of trouble. Sometimes the real people in a real life down in Jamaica, yeah, so one day have to know say, yo, them are people them are gonna lead you astray. Them not have nothing positive. And then me, I be old people friend me keep. I mean, me build a group. I mean, a youngest somebody night until now when me had Trini night, and the amount of thing Trini is like 27. I'm 31. I'm just like 4 or 5 years older than her, and me feel old when she come to me with her project them and she show me what she a do. And when because she's somebody like me, she's a recording artist, but she's an artist also and designer also and everything, and she's into social media. And because me did have the surrounding or the atmosphere of being professionals like you guys, me feel like me a old man and she young, and me a try help her. Me just feel old. Me feel like me a like 50.
All
And
right.
she,
Can I say something to you, Daza?
yeah.
Let me say something to you. all as you call it, which is maturity, really. Maturity is in your mind, and maturity guides your actions as a person. So
Mm-hmm.
if you feel old, that means you have become mature. You see, you ever hear them say the older the moon, the brighter it shine? You ever hear
Yes.
them say champion matures with age? Let me ask you, a wine that was produced in 1910, you think a wine that produced 2 weeks ago more expensive than it?
Europe.
Okay, so guess what? You're going to a stage where you become a diamond. You're no longer copper. So accept yourself as a diamond. And
Yeah,
that's when you're going to uplift yourself. Well, Anna, that's when you're going to keep uplifting yourself, not just mentally, physically, and all the people around you are going to see you and then start to march behind you, and then you're going to lead them. That's when you become a leader.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you become a leader. But if you try to stoop back down,
because
picture, well, Anna,
because
you sound like you're becoming a diamond, but you still want to turn back to be copper or bronze. What? Stop look back on copper and bronze, brother. Start keep looking straight forward for your diamond and put yourself as a diamond. Stop looking back as trying to be a copper or bronze. Be a diamond, not even gold. You realize I'm not even tell about gold, because I never even look back at gold. Diamond. I just say if you look on
I'm
it.
not
So guess
really
what?
I'm not
So guess what? So everybody will come with them drama. You supposed to have your thing set up as a diamond to rebut that, all of that. This person have that type of thinking and that type of thought process and says, you know what? I'm a diamond. I don't care if you want to see me as that. I see myself as that. And as long as I see myself as that, I will conduct myself as that. And then the real people, them, will give you strength. You'll find out so them will drive come out and muck where you live. And when the type of vehicle them come and park up there and the type of investment where them are come making a Daza, the community have to bow to its knees. You ever hear the stone that the builder refuse always become the head cornerstone?
definitely.
Let me teach you something, brother. Let me tell you something. I don't want to go into certain personal things, but I'm not even gonna put my life into it to make you understand certain things. But I have I have found myself in life where the same people that hate me, have to turn around and praise me. I'm just gonna just say it as simple as that. You know why? Because when them come with them hatred, me just give them love. When them come with them disrespect, me stop them. I'm say don't go there because me have a line where nobody cross. You understand me? And the reason is when me find out say anybody have that, me become vulnerable for anybody cross the line there. Me shift and go to a different place that them don't even see the line. So them not have to cross it.
Yep.
Them become confused.
Mm-hmm.
People say things to me that so we could have easily just walk over to them and box them down and them couldn't do nothing about it when we box them down. I guess some of them, maybe the bigger person, get some of them, just smile. Remember, I get where I come from. Me know the street that me say, but we don't live like thug. So
Yep.
instead of go down to their level, if we go live like thug, me walk away from them. Because once me avoid them, and guess what, me avoid them by seeing them every day, But me just not hold that type of conversation with them. Me just say hello, good afternoon, good morning. And once I'm ready to start them nonsense, I'm like, have a great day, I'm gone. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
else. So guess what? Enough of that. Them realize that them not nobody to fight with, so them not have me to argue with and fight with me. No. Me talk a lot. But the words that exhales from my mouth should be words of knowledge. It should be statements that empower people. Like Marcus Garvey said, we need to start talk more to each other because the colonizers, what they did, they taught our foreparents not to talk to each other in such a way to break them apart because that's the only way they were able to sell out each other. Because believe it or not, enough of we sell out each other. Because
Yes.
guess what happened? We don't know each other, so we were taught not to trust each other. So because we weren't taught how to trust each other. All right, Daza, look at this. I give you something for paint, right? And you paint it for me. And while you paint it, you find out say the paint run out, but the money where give me, the way me did give you for buy the paint. In truth and fact, you thought that the paint was still selling for 50 cents, $50 a can. But when you get the money from me now to do the painting, you find out that the paint raised to 60 cents. From yesterday, it jumped right to 6 cents today. You call me and you say to me, say, boss, you know, so I'm not going to can paint that side. I need some money from you. You know what me said to you? Daza try rob me because Daza I come tell me, say, him tell me $100, but now I come tell me say him need more money for buy paint, and my problem that. You hear me? And I know my problem that Daza rob me. Daza a thief. You know what that comes from? The distrust that were taught to our generation years ago. So because of I don't trust you in the first place, I'll do me get a job. If there's any little glitch, the first thing we do is point out and say is a thief. You realize what go on?
Yeah.
That's where the problem comes with a lot of things in our lifetime. We're not communicating with each other to break the stigma and to change the narrative of our thought process so that we can reach out to each other. And the only way we're going to change each other thought process, we have to know each other. And to
Yeah.
get to know somebody, you have to talk to them. You can't just look for somebody and know them because a man can live on the street side and him teeth clothes dirty and him not no food to eat and him not have no shoes. You can't say him is a madman, you don't know his circumstance. Maybe somebody robbed him 2 days before and take away him clothes and his shoes and him out there without clothes and shoes. So don't judge him. You see that? You see how those simple scenarios can give you a different mindset or make you think different about those issues. You realize what I just said to you? And that comes through education. We have to
Yes.
educate each other. We have to become more compassionate towards each other, talk to each other more, and spend more time around each other. Then we'll be able to do that. Nothing wrong with you having friends 20,000 miles away. But here though, if you can have friends 20,000 miles away, why can't you have a friend next door your house?
Hmm.
Why can't you?
Papa Biggie, me can't have no friend next door my house. Me I tell you the truth.
All right, can I say something to you? Hold on, stop.
Let
Stop,
me say,
stop, stop. Hold on, Daza. Hold on. The reason why you say you can't, guess what happened? Guess what happened? Because you were either burnt by one of these people or you see their actions. Guess what happened now? You are the one who's gonna have to take the step and educate them. You're the one who is gonna have to go with the compassionate words to them. All when they might get mad and they might behave like them why you go to your skin and out to your character and cause you feel like you want to cuss too bad or lick them down or do them something that hurt them. You're the one that's gonna have to start thinking outside the box and say, guess what? Me I go with humility to them. Me them say me a idiot, me them say me soft, me them say me a fool, but by the time you done talking to them start to your point because the onus is gonna be on you to bring them to that level that you want them to be instead of going to the level that they want it to be. You're gonna have to do that because I have neighbors who used to hug up them face and go on and just walk over to them and said, brother, listen to me. The ugly face is not going to do it, you know. Guess what? No matter where you take it, we'll continue being neighbors. What you say to me? And I'm like, I'm talking to you. If I tell you something, I don't want to even go into certain stories, but guess what? Because not everything is good for public
let me tell
consumption.
a story what happened recently. What happened Sunday night. See?
Yeah.
Me that one event. See? And
Mm-hmm.
we got the event, and you don't know when I got event, people have me as artist, selector, whatever. You know, people are got we won't call it start, but people are got bigger things. Nothing wrong with that, our fans or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, me is like a person where if me not have an occasion, me not go on the road. Me have to have an occasion. If me not go do some, if me not have a reason to come out of
You
my
don't go on the road. You come like me. You come like me. I saw my
me have
state
to have
on.
a reason to come out of my one time. Sorry about that. One time God me used to like go out on the road, go sit down and drink with friends. Me stop doing that. I realize it's
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable, so I stop doing that. So
Yeah.
we had the event, buy two drink, make sure say some people get something to drink. A man I beg me $1,000 now. When me forgot me, I say, you know me have man them say me switch. Sell out.
All right. Can I say something to you now? Guess what happened now?
Me decide say me gonna stop
The person,
entirely.
no, let me tell you something. The man will say a switch and the person say a switch. First of all, that person is an illiterate person. The guy can read and write, but basically morally they're illiterate.
Arrogant.
Because if you don't have it or you even have it and you choose not to give someone something, that doesn't mean you're their enemy. That doesn't mean you switch. The problem is they are not educated enough morally, not through words of like from a book. They don't know nothing about life. So because of that, they think in their minds that you switch. No, they might just say it to you and they don't even mean it. But you're gonna take it that way because how Jamaica run, like you look at you say, boy, this happening and that's happening. But at the same time, when they say they switch, did you stop have a
No man,
conversation
the
with
man
them?
them mean it. No man, this what me I say, man. This what me I say, man them mean it. Like the man
They
them
mean
mean
it
it.
say
Ah,
switch. So
they mean it.
basically the body that hurt to them because them say switch. Do you think those people who say to the hurt you because them say switch?
I don't, right now, I'm gonna be, I don't even know right now what about that.
All right. So guess what happened? The only way I can know, guess what happened? That means that if you stay in the house all the while, you live in a fear. No, me wouldn't live in a fear. Me would go check them and say, brother, listen me. My love you as a brother, you know. And the whole of you know each other from day one, you know. So you see, anytime me have it, you know, I go have it, you know, brother. So you see, we hear me say me not have it, brother. Me really not have it. You understand me? I look it just like you know to brother. I bet you if you talk to them like that, them think different. But guess what? You have to come from the street. That's if you can talk to a man like that from the street. And that's what I would have done because me come from the street and I know the street. Like I say, I know the street, but when I live like thugs, so we enjoy like when I endorse love. So the endorsement of love that I'm endorsing.
Community, so why difference?
Guess what? We can come from the same community, but we don't come from the street.
Yeah, the people me come from the street, Papa Biggie. I
Me
choose
no
the
know
street.
when I'm going to find out. So I'm going to do a background check. You better buy the spectre, the bill come for you. You see how far I'm there? Me are messing you, man. Me are messing you, dancer. Me are messing you. What me I say, dancer? Serious speaking, no. When I use the word street, I was generally speaking. It had nothing to do with you personally, but because I've heard the same scenario many times. No, what I'm saying literally, dancer, this is it. We have to be our brother's keeper. And the people that would throw shade or say things that we would feel uncomfortable about, we need to start talking to them. With the people that we see are falling, we need to start going to them, reason with them. If we can't even have the resources to help them to get up, at least encourage them to find the resources, that those resources are to go in the direction of those resources. Because actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words, power, and sound are powerful means in this lifetime. And to spur action, most times words will have to be said. So we need to start using the type of words to the people around us. Not everybody's going to listen to the words. Not everybody's going to heed the words, but at least you try. And trying is good enough for me, Daza. If you try, that simply means you're opening the door to action. You understand me? And my thing is, as we were saying, we don't want to stray far from the topic, too far from the topic. The situation is that we just need to reach out to our neighbors. We can't put a blank slate on a blank wall and say we're not going to reach out to them. Because we don't know what they are going through, why they're even saying that. Those men that say that to you or those people that say that to you, they might be going through some serious thing mentally, you know. Mental illness not just attack one person. You can attack a whole set of people due to the demographics and the area them live. and what they are going through and their situation at the same time. You understand me? So more than one people can lose it mentally because of what they're going through. You think that is right to be said, Sister Sarah?
Oh yes, it is, but we still don't want to give people that to say use it as an excuse, because that's what a lot of people do. Use it as an excuse to say, okay, it's because of mental illness, or there. Some people go to court and plead insanity when it's really not the case.
Okay, so all right. So guess what now?
Hmm.
We cannot either give them the benefit of the doubt, or we cannot either give them saying that they are wrong. The reason why
Hmm.
we are not basically clinic. Well, I know
Clinical doctors.
you have a medical, and you have a medical. You are medically inclined because you have worked in the medical field.
Hmm.
Me, I never work in a medical field, so whatever I say is second-hand information. Is something that have come from the people who have studied these
Hmm.
people. So what they are saying in the first place, if somebody can get up and think certain way,
Hmm.
from there on they're mad. Even if it's envy, cause them to think that way.
Right.
That is driven by not thinking right from up here from first. But the people, we are back to what we are talking. That is talking about hurting other people. I'm talking about people
Hmm.
hurting themselves. Because
Hmm.
this is what it's about. It's not about people hurting other people, because all kind of malicious behavior can go in the people's mind and malicious thoughts for them to hurt people.
Hmm.
The thing is, for someone to hurt themselves, to take their own life, which is what we are concentrating on this conversation, this specific forum at the present moment, and this interview. We are basically talking about the people who are hurting themselves. The people who are hurting themselves have passed the stage of hurting other people, but directly hurting themselves. So if they are hurting themselves, then they are hurting inside from even before they think of hurting themselves.
Yeah, but even
Because this
hurting
hurt people,
themselves, they are
huh?
hurting, even they think they're past the stage of hurting other people, because hurting themselves, they're hurting other people, family members, friends, those in their community.
I know. But they're not looking at it like that, because all they're looking at is like, okay, I'm tired of what's going on. I just want to go sleep and forget everything. It's just the same way when somebody take drugs to
That's
numb them,
selfish.
or alcohol, huh?
That's selfish, though.
Yeah, that's selfish, yes. Then hold on. A man having family, him having children, him having wife.
Hmm.
Nice wife, the woman wait for him and him children. But him choose to go out and drink and junk and lay down the road and sleep, instead of going home to him family. What do you think about that, man? Same selfishness.
Hmm.
So let me ask a question, Papa Biggie. As an elder,
Yeah.
up in your 60s, I go 90s, and all. You
Yeah. But
ever,
I 80 over 90. Go on, talk. Nothing wrong. Me not
ever
have no
like,
problem with that, you know, brother. No problem, because I guarantee you. Watch it now.
You'll
Look here,
never make
Daza.
it.
Daza, hold on, me I talk to him now, sis. Daza.
when I get
I just look on
problem,
listen this. I just look on a BMW. I
me not
just look
me question
online
it,
on a
man.
BMW.
Well, I
Listen
begin
to
ask
this.
a question. Me not me question it. Right? Me have to
Okay,
question,
right.
man.
No,
Wait,
I'm
man.
clarifying
Hold
my
on, me
age
not do it.
first.
Hold
I
on, me
was
not do it.
clarifying my
Yeah, man.
age first
Yeah, man.
video.
Let him talk, and before you answer, you still give him the spiel.
Me
Yeah,
say,
go on, Daza.
so what me I say, when you was a youth growing up, things never
Mm.
occur to you where you get the feeling, say, oh, John, you know, so me can't live out this. You never get that feeling there, are you always firm. Yes.
Like to take my 3 point.
Yeah.
No, brother. No, sir. No, that don't come nowhere near my thoughts, brother. Me never think so yet. You know why? Me always look on things and me see things and me say, you know, say, if at the mountain me fi climb, me I go reach up it. All right. You have a man where my auntie, um, um, ex-wife, my auntie be my father. Me have 4 cousins and his children. In past, I'm dead now. In past. And he used to say to me, say, boy, if you want Queen Elizabeth, this is me about 15, 16, the man I look at me and say, boy, if you want Queen Elizabeth, you know, me sure say you don't walk up to her and talk to her and beg her some ray. I said to him, said, then why not? Queen Elizabeth is a woman, me's a man. Me not care what title the woman want have. Me's a man. If me say me want a woman, then me go to her. Me not afraid.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Me don't want to go in a certain conversation, but just put that as simple as this. If there's something that I desire and I know that I really, really want it, and that's what I want and nothing else but that, I'm gonna do my best. Not every time I'm gonna succeed, but I'm gonna do my best to go in the direction, put myself in the position to acquire it. And I'm gonna do it, work as hard as I can to get it. Now, with that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna get it, but at least I'm gonna give it my all. That's how I look at life. So because of that, I've never found myself in a situation where I feel like, so, well, I'm going to not, I'm going to basically not want to live or to give up my 3 points as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see myself doing something like that, no matter how hard life gets. Because one thing I know, if I find myself on the street, if I find myself with nothing,
Mm-hmm.
there must be a day that I get an opportunity if I keep looking hard enough to do something that I can find myself off the street and back to the level the place where I think I should be. So me personally, I never really think of um like doing that to myself. Um
So,
I
Eva,
eh?
have you ever thought about doing that?
No, I've always, when I'm in the tried, for example, if I was with my dad and the situation gets sticky on us, I find my aunt. I've never thought about unaliving
So
myself. Never.
you run away
You
that
run
chance
away,
come.
go to my aunt, because I know by the time I get to aunt, I have that love and that attention, and I
Where's
have,
the run trying to get the beat now for the wrongs?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
You
You wanna
run
get
trying to
one
get the beat now for the wrongs.
you
mean,
wanna get the picture with
You
them
be
run away.
wrong, daddy, you come up there run.
run,
Yeah.
gone, but not unaliving myself. Never.
Papa Biggie, have you ever dealt with anyone who have that thought? Because let me talk about the video. I've never seen the video until
All right.
today, and
No.
Guess what? Guess
I've
what
never
I'm.
seen
Guess what I'm. I have dealt with person who have actually done it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me just say?
yeah.
I've dealt with person close who have actually done it.
Wow.
So
What's the experience was like?
traumatic so to speak, because if you have a friend and they say they're gonna do certain things, or you're around them and them talking certain way. That's why I say education is one of the things that empowers you to
Mm-hmm.
see the signs of those behaviors. And I've seen those behaviors up close and personal.
Right.
And when you see somebody show those signs and you don't read it deep enough to see that's what they're heading to, then that happens. But if you're educated, now I'm educated where that is concerned, I can basically say, yes, I can see it from afar if it's coming, because experience teacheth wisdom and also
Mm-hmm.
knowledge. So I've seen it up close and personal already, and that's why I know the signs, and I can identify the signs now. You understand me? And
How did you feel at the time? Were you worried? Were you bothered by it? Did you blame yourself? So you could
come
have done
on, come
something
on.
different
If
to
your
stop
friend
it.
do that, or if somebody who you know do that, even if it's not your friend, your neighbor, do that. What you think you're gonna? What you think? How you think you're gonna feel? You think you'll feel good?
So have you ever blamed yourself
All right. Let
suppose
me
that
ask you
you
a
done
question. Let me ask you a question. You live in America, right? You never know no you to nobody else hurt, nobody else unalive.
I know a case where this man unalive a girl and unalive himself.
No. Me not talk about that. Me not talk about man a man in a war, a man hurt man. You never see that yet? You come from West. You never see that yet or hear of that
Yeah,
yet?
yeah, I've seen that. We all have
All right.
seen
So
that.
guess what? Hold on. When you see that, it come like something normal to you.
No, it's not. It never come like something
Okay.
normal.
Okay. Anybody ever analyze any friend or family member?
Yeah, I've lost a couple friends on the way.
All right. And when you lose your friend, how you feel?
You feel bad, but I've never had a friend who
Okay.
analyze himself.
On. So
I've
if
never had a
somebody analyze themselves and your friend, how you feel?
I don't know how I feel because I've never experienced it. So I
You
don't know
women said
how
you
I feel.
said your experience doing somebody basically
Me have
died,
an
right?
enemy. Look, listen. Me have an enemy who analyze himself and me just say me feel good. Me I say a long time if dead. Yeah,
Hold on. Your
yeah, me I
enemy.
tell the
Your
truth.
enemy. Let me ask you, what qualifies you to call somebody as an enemy? Clarify. What is the qualification of being an enemy?
I was painting, see? I paint. Me right up on shop. Never forgot this. One night. And it's like the youth come there and off him mouth and he must say, me can't draw, him can't draw better than me and me not do a good job. So me give him the brush. Me say, alright, see the brush up. So the man just goes and kick over my paint them, brother. And when him kick over my paint them, I don't know if a demons or what happened or but my brain chip same time. So me have to shell him down. Me and him
Where
got
is
coat
it?
and
Where
him
is
go
it?
say,
The movie at the same time.
yeah, man. I have to stay there. I have to shell him down and then after I get shell, we have got coat until me get off and then him alive himself, him alive him girlfriend, him girlfriend brother and himself. And me there said to myself, say him should have analyze himself first. And me say
So
Mr.
me
Ray,
ask you a
analyze him and
question.
I'm
Hold on.
moving then. So when me analyze
All
him and
right.
I'm
Him
moving then
analyze
he
him
go analyze
girlfriend, brother.
himself.
Him analyze him girlfriend, brother, and himself. Him
And
girlfriend,
so
brother must have done something to him, right?
no, him just go for the girls and analyze everybody in the house.
Oh, him
But me
analyze the girl too?
yeah,
Well,
him
like, man,
analyze
analyze
the
the
girl.
girl too?
Analyze the girl, him analyze him girl brother. He move off of his mother, but the mother escape. He chop the mother. And then he go take one hockey tree. And when he go out the hockey tree, my burn him cigarette and something. And me I said to myself, say, at the moment when he kick over me paint him, if me analyze him, 2 life would have saved.
All right, me can say something to you. And if
Yeah.
you didn't analyze him, what would have been with you right now? Where would you be now?
But that jail, but 2 life would have been
Okay,
saved.
whoa,
Yeah.
hold on.
Come on, Dasa.
So you would have feel okay for their jail, right?
Nonsense.
If
Daza.
I
You're
had
not about
known,
Daza, don't take this bad. But you're not a bad looking youth, you know. So jail not the right place you know want to go. Jail would not be the place jail would not be the place you want to go, brother.
you
You know
say,
I'm going to jail. Remember me tell you, you know I'm
big
going
up
to
to,
jail.
big up to, big up
Hey,
to
you
special,
name that
big up
brother.
big
You
up to
name
comment them.
Daza. You know
Don't
want
drop
your
the soul.
Maza. You know what you know nobody call him Maza. You name Daza.
Special adoration, big up yourself, SOS Music out of Trinidad and Tobago is also here. So we are discussing the topic of mental health leading to analyze. Yo, it's when the man, before the man analyze himself, the man a walk up and in the district and tell him, say, "I analyze the girl," and the man have a bike and the man go buy the gas. And him sell
All
it
right, you
before
can
the
say
man a
something to
buy.
you. You can say something to you. Okay. How many people in the district went over, spoke to him, tried to calm him down because he was angry about something. That's why he went to that level. How many people tried to diffuse the
He
fire?
really
And
not
how
talk
many
to him,
people
but
tried?
we
Hold
just
on, hold
he
on.
needs to make up his mind.
No, listen to me. Come on. Just listen to me carefully. Me the America, yeah. And a man call me and tell me say, "Mo liquor him woman." And he's a man who me know say capable and him have the means and him have the resources to do it.
Yeah,
You see when me done talk to him? Yeah, you hear me?
yeah, man,
And
you're right.
me tell him give me him the woman number. Guess what happen? Him and him woman have a 13-year-old daughter right now and it's still two of them still together.
Yeah. I'm a liquor with it.
But him feel the car and him love her now like cook food.
What I'm doing, did ever talk to him the next time.
That's the reason we talk about now. The people them in the community
Yeah.
have to start being our brother's keeper. Reach out. Reach out. So reach out I mean only when you're in a crisis, you reach out to me. Me reach out to you
Robert
when
Biggie,
me
listen
see
Build
to
that
things
this.
are
Let
wrong.
me tell you
relationship.
something. Let me tell you something. I see a man where he create enemy everywhere him go. people are really business with him, you know. Like a
That's
man,
the
like,
problem. That's the problem.
yeah,
That simply means that man who creates enemy, him have a problem himself from day one.
I'm the one.
Him have a mental problem. That means if somebody did a reason with him and try to be him friend and try to talk to him, guess what? Maybe you wouldn't have so much enemies everywhere. But because him feel hopeless, him feel alone, him feel like him in a box by himself, him look upon him world as a theme world where him living by himself alone and everybody else outside him world I'm enemy. So that's why him create enemies. People who create enemies like those first feel like everyone is their enemy. So them create those enemies. Because you know, say if you see things and you conceive things, like R. Kelly said, if you see it then and you believe it, then you
Yes,
can do it.
it will
So
happen.
him see it, him see around everybody around him as an enemy. So him create enemies by turning them into his enemies with his actions. You know, if somebody identify the direction he was going and what he was going through, and talk to him on that level, they might have just calmed the fire and realized he was one of the most beautiful soul you could ever know. He was very vulnerable, but because he was very vulnerable, then those evil thoughts take over his mind. Because if he was strong, then those evil thoughts would take over his mind. But he might strong. What people strong in the body with big muscle, but them vulnerable mentally, and that's why a lot of people can manipulate them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Papa Biggie,
instead of you manipulate him to do bad things, what you would have done is educate him to do the right thing, and that's what he needed. He just needed love. He just needed love. That's the problem.
Papa Biggie.
Once we stop
When
showing
I,
each
when
other
I,
love,
Papa Biggie,
and
when
I'm
I'm
talking,
trying,
well, I'm not talk love with no woman or man thing. Me I talk brethren. I deal with them at brethren on a level where, you understand me? Let me tell you something, brother. A whole heap of people. I know. What you must realize, Daza, while I was living in Jamaica, I got involved in the Pulse program. You know what it was? You ever know what Pulse? You know what was Pulse?
no,
All right. At your age, you should have know what was Pulse because I'm living in America since 2001, which is 24 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Pulse program was in the 1990s coming up. It was in, but I got involved in 96. And I had started working in from homes to home, let me talk, homes to I'm not talking people's homes, I'm talking homes where, underprivileged kids would have found themselves or troubled kids. I've worked in this I did work in the schools all over. As a matter of fact, I went to an event a few weeks, I know, about a month, but call it about 2 months ago or less. Yeah, about 2 months ago, I went to an event. All right, sister, see you wrapping up your hands. Meantime, from wrap up.
No, no, it's just an additional course. Yes, yes, yes.
Anyway, anyway, you what happened?
Papa
I went
Biggie,
to an
Papa
event.
Biggie, you know, hold
Yeah.
on, man. Papa Biggie said 10 minutes in my door over here, you know what time? It's 1 hour and 18 minutes.
That's okay.
You can tell us something. We can tell us something. And when it got
I
to that,
reputation
if I
big
10 minutes,
sponsor.
if I 10 minutes, I did cut you off. Would you feel that justice would have been done to the subject that we're discussing right now in 10 minutes?
I have big sponsor radio station. I say, come on, 10 minutes, you know, I'm going.
All right. So guess what? You should have looked at it as something very good I'm doing because and something good that you are doing that you could be able to hold me on here for more than 10 minutes. Because me not put myself on here for more than 10 minutes and you hold me on here for more than 10 minutes. You put the questions that I have to answer. You come with the situations that I have to address.
Yeah.
And all these situations is around the subject matter that we're discussing.
And we have the
So
beautiful
you should
Queen.
clap yourself for your back. You
And we
should
have
clap yourself for your back for the good work we you do in holding me, you and Sister Sarah, in holding me over here talking so long.
me feel
Because
some
if it was
security over
boring,
here.
would I
That's
say
why
just me have something to go do? You
not
know,
too
some of them
security.
are choke. Well,
I
and me they are choke, and me have a buckle of water across the so I'm
Yes.
gonna go come now and come off a camera.
me feel that are too security over here, man.
He didn't know I was gonna be here. Does it? You
And
didn't
for
tell
that,
him. You set us up.
you know,
So, Sister Sarah,
Yeah.
Sarah, Diva, so
Yeah.
you see it, I show off, I tell people, so, oh, I can hold them over here long. You see
Yeah.
how we have them
Look at
over here
that.
long with the leadership. So, if I work in brain power there right now. You see, that's some of them brain, them why you use and work for some of them people who will get trouble.
that
Boy,
me work
go,
for them,
mama,
me work
boy,
for
step
them.
out
Let me
your
tell you, let
house,
me tell
man.
you what me
Nah, man,
do.
listen, man.
Hold on, let
Boy,
me explain to you what me do.
let me tell me, I said, no, because you know, you hear me, I said, Daz, I would love for you, this is my wish and hope for you after this conversation, after this interview. The people who you look at as your enemies, you reach out to them and let them know you are not their enemy. And you don't see them as your enemy. What you see, they are misguided by maybe situations or conditions. So you'd like to stretch an olive branch out and said, you know what? Guess what? I'm not going to try to use fire to out fire. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to use water to out water. So right now, you can even quote some scripture to them. You understand me? I make them understand. So, brother, if we not live as in a love, brother, and we live as enemies, ask them what it's gonna benefit either you or me to live as enemy.
Papa
Because
Biggie, the
there's
generation are
nothing to them.
different.
Well, I know. I'm finished telling the man, you know, listen me. Me said there's nothing. Listen me, you say me at 60, I'm old, me at 90.
I say I 80. I go.
Me at 80, I go 90. So listen to 80. So listen to 80 reasoning and listen to 80 experience and listen to 80's knowledge. If I continue to be your enemy, then we'll only have bitterness between us. And guess what happened? I don't see you as my enemy. So if you see me as your enemy, brother, I would like to know why would you see me as your enemy? If I've done you anything wrong, I apologize. And I'm asking you for us to start over. Let us reset the button and move forward. Him could have 50 gun. When you don't talk to him, him put on 80 gun instead of 50. That's the power more seen at Daza. Daza the power them want seen at you. You see, and you go up against them, your weakness you show, because you make them dry out.
Why you that can't reason with Papa Biggie, different generation, man. Why you that?
No man, a joke can make man. So when I come at Jamaica, I'm going to Tivoli Garden. That means the youth them would have kill me down there. Then I see him thing me and Coco talk about, which are Jim Brown grandson. And the same thing me and him a talk about. So people make it look like say the youth them are animal. And even animal, you can train animal because people train elephant. Elephant can easily drag him foot and drag out the piece of iron with the ground with like a chain. But it make him stay one place because it's not that he's not powerful enough to drag off a chain and run on everybody and start butting and lick on everybody and trample everybody. But he's trained and listen to his master and trust his master enough that the chain is just a reminder that for him to stay one place, not to hold him there. A gun is not to murder people. A gun, when people hold it in them hand. You ever know? Did you know that a gun wasn't made to just go kill people? It was a deterrent for killing people. But when people know say police have a gun in them hand, him know say them don't do the wrong thing. Because if him go kill somebody, more get shot. If him come at them, more get shot. So to me, certain things are made for as deterrent. So you know have to be
The
the
mentality
deterrent.
never know again.
You know, you have to tell yourself that you're gonna be the bearer of that deterrent, which are good words, calm words to calm their spirits. Because enough of them you there, them angry not at you, does them upset not at you, them upset at their situation and their conditions. And them it will spill over on you because them see that you're looking prosperous and like you're going somewhere and they don't know what to deal with it. So instead
And
of that, why don't you, Daza? Let me ask you a question. How much of the youth them teach you to paint? How much of them teach you paint?
Them youth are not interested in no painting, man. Them just want you work the money
You
and
don't
that
know that,
that thing
Daza.
for
You
free.
don't know that. Daza, you don't know that.
Them are youth are not
Daza, let
interested
me tell you
in no way
something.
I'm
Daza,
doing no
Daza,
work.
Daza, no.
Listen, them no
You
want
don't know that.
when I was in Kingston, listen, when I was in Kingston at 50, everybody want to learn to paint. See that client on me live? Them youth that want to wait till the painting work done. You give them a thing. Them just want a special and two cigarette. That's
Papa
all.
Biggie, can I say
And ganja.
something?
Yeah.
Daza, I have every reason not to talk to you, and I still talk to you. Just think about that.
You're not from my
All right. You
generation.
hear that? That's like personal now.
I
Me
have
no
Every
want to ask you.
reason for
Me
not.
no want to ask you why.
Well, I the Papa Biggie. I just that matter. Yeah. Remember, say me have more reason for not talk to you neither. I'm
to
still
talk to
talk
who?
to you.
Yes, but I have every reason because you are very disrespectful even prior to that. So what drove me to that point where I had to tell you SYM? You have always been that way and you've been that way after and you know throw insults and you just feel like yes, I am the it, you know.
Anyway,
So
anyway,
I
anyway, the personal part of the conversation. I'm gonna keep it off here, not on
No,
here.
no, no, no.
No, this
It's
is
not
live
personal.
streaming. No,
It's
this
not
is live
personal.
streaming. What I'm
It's not
saying.
personal. It's right in the chat. It's right in the chat, and all of this happened in the public. So I'm saying, I personally would have every
Me
reason
not
not to
start
talk to you,
a
just like
people, you
other
know.
So
people in
I
the
hold
don't
on,
chat.
start
Daza.
to
So
talk.
what he's saying?
If
Hold
you
on, give me
don't
a
talk
minute.
to
Give me a
me, you
minute,
know.
please. Both of you, give me
If
a minute.
you don't
Calm,
talk
calm,
to me, you
calm.
know, somebody
Daza,
else will, you know.
Hmm?
Daza, hold on. Give me a minute,
That's what
Daza.
happened.
Let me address this, Daza.
Me not
Let
start
me
a beef,
address
you know.
this,
Okay.
Daza. You see what really happening here right now? Both of them have no reason to talk to each other, but to two on attack. And I realize what going on.
Exactly.
Me
So
not
guess
start
what
a
I'm
beef, you
Daza?
talk to me.
So guess what I'm Daza? The bridge is still there.
Hmm.
There's not a wall,
Cannot
it's
do
a
without
bridge.
me. She cannot do without me. If you hear me
The
2 weeks,
two
me
on
go
in
on,
a
me
love
feel
hate
alright.
relationship online,
Cannot
man.
do
No
Oh,
go
without me.
on.
is that how it
Cannot do
is,
without me. I
Daza?
love to see her show off. Show off my show. I can't know me. If I
I,
hear
I
me
I
2
didn't
weeks,
have to talk to you. So what
you
I'm
have to
saying
talk
is
to me. You
you
have
can
to talk.
reach
You
out to
can't do
those
without me.
people.
You
You
can't do
can reach
without
out
me.
to those people just the same, Daza. I take the high road. You can take it too.
You can't talk do without me.
No, you know, you hear what she said, Daza, you make it personal. You know, you hear what she said to you. Listen what she said. She said, same way, whether she wrong or you wrong. She said, same way she can talk to you, can go and talk to those people too.
Hmm.
No man,
That's
no
what
man,
she said.
no man. Me not talking man. Me tell you something about me now. Me observe about
But
life.
you talk to me and you say you have no reason to. So I'm sure those other people, you can talk to them.
You don't want a special and a cigarette and a romance. You don't ask me for that. You ask me for that, me top talk to you. The day ask me for romance cigarette, me top talk to you.
All right, me can say something to you, Daza. You smoke?
Occasionally.
You
Not really.
drink? You drink?
Yes.
Hmm.
All right, you want me to tell you something now?
Mm,
I've never drink, I've never smoked.
yeah.
All right, guess
I
what?
told me that already in an
You
interview.
know, well, you know what people me buy? You know, time me used to go dance and spend almost thousands of dollars buy liquor and something give people. Me go up to the other day, I go New York. I'm go among some man. Me no buy
Hmm.
nothing give a man for smoke. But me make sure buy the man him a drink. I was there on birthday, one party, and the virgin keep him little thing and me support him thing. Me go our next party again. And the day again, me support the man, me support the people that keep the thing by buying two man, two thing. Me never want nothing for drink. You know me have a drink? A bottle of water. Does not look like him drop off again.
No, he came back on. I think he was looking at
Oh, okay.
line.
What I said to Daza right now, Daza, what I'm saying to you right now, and this is simple. The topic is mental illness. And for us to reach anywhere with it, we need compassion, we need education, we need to be a brother's keeper and a sister's keeper. We need to reach out, as the song said, reach out. If you feel like you are fall, take up your phone
Hmm.
and give me a call. I said, sister, brother, if you no hear me, if brother, if you hear me long time, that mean say you know the on my mind.
Right.
And sister, if you not hear me, I call your phone or ride your phone, that no mean you walk alone. So although I might not call you, we still reach out if you have an issue.
Hmm.
And if I call you and I realize that you have an issue, or you have an issue, it's my duty as a human being to reach out. You understand me? It's my duty as a human being to reach out. So I believe in reaching out to to my fellow human being. You know, And I have blundered many times in life, and I have made a lot of mistakes in my lifetime. And I'm not gonna run away from them or saying I didn't make them. The thing is that I would love to know that if I make a mistake and you see me making it, you point it out to me. Because as the Bible says, he without sin cast the first
Yes,
stone.
Lord, yeah.
So I believe in forgiveness, I believe in compassion, and I live my life that way. And I expect to get the same. Not everybody's gonna do the same, but I expect it.
Mhm.
So that's with that being said, I just want to tell you that right now, brother. Take the high road, as Sister Sarah said, and just talk to two of them people around you, the youth them around you. Because at the end of the
Right
day,
now,
brother,
after this live, I
at
just
the
want
end
to
of the
go
day,
and
brother,
talk to
you not just
Syria.
some Daza. You know, you talk this Daza. Don't say things on social media that you don't need to say. And I'm going to say why. You're saying you them not talk to you and them are your enemy, I understand that. You know, so right now, if you go to the road and you drop down one of them same youth, they will help you. As
He
bad
said
as you
not
think.
talk to me after this interview. That's good, Daza. I'll get a break. That's fine.
Me must have me have chinny. Me must have me
That's
have chinny.
fine. So there you
Every
go.
minute, every minute, me have chinny. Every minute chinny. Me have chinny now.
That's good. So
But the
that's
one
what I'm
time,
saying. I'll get a break.
but you got a lot of break. If you get it,
Daza,
get
Daza,
it.
Daza, 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 Daza. Listen, me, I want to stop with the personal thing, but I want to abuse it and make another
Instead of
but
she
that
happy
cannot
for
do
me,
me understand.
instead of she happy for me, she jealous over me. To me find one nice girlfriend now. Instead of she happy for me, me I get married and
Me
she not
ask you a question.
for
So,
live
hold
life.
on, Chini, a woman? Chini,
Yeah,
a woman?
it's his
Yeah, man.
girl. Yeah,
Oh, no, seriously, Chini, a
yeah,
girl for you?
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you sure she a girl?
You know something about her, I don't know, I need to know. You can't give me bun.
Listen
No,
to
me no
him
know. Me
now.
see, me know her as an artist because you claim girl, and as far as me know, she's an artist.
And girl, man, and girl. He
So
tell
your
me.
girlfriend, never know
He
your
tell me.
girlfriend,
He
boss.
told me yesterday.
Congratulations, man. Hold on, Sister Sarah, you know that she's telling you that?
He told me that yesterday. We
No,
did an
man, when you say to
interview.
me, not man. She
Hold
have
on.
to talk to me here.
We did
She
a
have to
whole
talk to me here.
interview, and after he
She need to talk
explained and
like you.
told me the best interview, then him tell me say, "Oh, it wasn't recorded, but I think he deliberately deleted it because she wasn't on it." But he did tell me that's his
I
girl.
would never delete
All
the
right, let me
interview.
ask
The
you again.
interview, I don't know what to say.
Did she tell you that was her man?
No, but based on their
Ah,
communication in
then
the
me don't
chat,
talk. Me don't talk. Me don't talk. She have to come out. Hold on. You remember the Angel and Cargo, everybody think them there together?
yes,
Until
yes.
you go back Winford Williams, I tell people say they're not together
But
because them do everything with him.
I have
I
reason
think
to
that's
believe.
how try to trick the crowd.
I
That's
have
how try to
reason,
trick the crowd.
Papa. I have
That's how
reason.
using that's how using brain. And I try to
No,
trick the crowd. You have to trick me. Go ahead, you have to trick
I
me.
have reason to believe what he told me yesterday. Substantial reason.
What's the
Oh,
reason?
yeah, you make him trick you too. That's a brainwash you, man. That's a brainwash you. I make you try to trick me out here. Because
Me
this is not
not
no
try
that
to
you
trick
will
you.
try to trick me.
But may I go by
But
what
you
Yeah,
and
interview
what
Gaza,
is
so
listen,
that?
so
So why
Trini,
Chile girl with my
listen.
girlfriend?
But
come
you
to
and
the
Gaza
front
try
and
to trick
share
Why
the
Chile
me.
story.
Say,
girl
but you
with my
and Gaza
girlfriend?
try to trick me.
Why Chile girl with my girlfriend? Why? I'm not ugly.
Eh?
I'm not ugly, you know.
Trini,
No, no,
come
no,
to
no.
the
Listen,
front and
listen,
clear
listen,
this up.
listen, sir. Listen. It's not that Trini can be a girlfriend, but I think with all on her for cargo and the angel, you are trying to trick me.
No,
I
yeah.
believe
You
him.
not
Remember,
trick
I
the crowd,
believe
you
him.
remember,
not trick the crowd.
here, you know.
You not trick social media, no go on.
No, I believe him though, Papa Biggie. I believe him.
Eh?
He told me yesterday. Yes. I believe him.
No, but no, my shirt good.
Yeah, try to
Them
talk
see
to me
start
and
calling bad man, not clean clothes too.
I believe him,
Anyway,
Daza.
yeah, try to
Daza,
talk to me.
Daza, Daza. I think you and Trini plan a thing for the people them.
You know, say no plan, it just happen. The reason why it just
No, me
happen
a talk
is
about plan.
going to
Oh, you
the
talk about does something for not tell the people I care the people them.
no, what you see with Chini no, Chini remember me and me. Like she young, she talented, she a get fight. She record song for people, them a gatekeeper everything and Mr.
All right,
Me.
me ask you a question. Me say her part. No, she say, "Mama, see pan Pink Panther thing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right. Me
think
ask you a question. She from Pink Panther thing. Yeah, she link up physically, personal, meet together, go to lunch, go to dinner.
Me go for yard.
You go for yard.
Mm.
All
Me
right,
have
you eat
record one
dinner.
song. Me have record one song on the laptop and me go wire mix. But I
Well,
don't
on,
record
well,
my
on.
record.
You go our yard. Well, on, you go our yard. You go our yard. You go this and that. But that don't mean say that together, you know.
Me sleep
You
our
don't see
yard.
what time the angel in a car in a cargo lap.
The angel and
Underwater
cargo
with
this thing, you know.
cargo.
The
I'm
angel
in
and
a
cargo this
cargo
thing.
yard. I told them
Okay.
Let's
not they
say
together. Them keep the
let's say
crowd.
they went beyond Cargo and D Angel.
Where say?
Let's say they went beyond Cargo and D Angel.
And were you there, madam?
He told
So
me, so I have to believe him.
No. No listen to what he said. No listen to what he said.
why
As
does this
long as
have to
you
be
never
a
did it. Listen me. As long as you never did it, no listen to what him say.
you know me not lie to her, me never lie to Siri.
I don't lie, you lie. You just not tell her the truth.
No, me not tell her the truth.
You just not tell her the truth. You don't say you cannot lie to somebody. You can talk some things when you're not on the truth. Where you're not tell them what go on, but you just talk for them assume what go on.
No man, Siri know everything go man. Siri know say.
Anyway, you're going now. On a serious note now, me a man I got jump off of this interview now, because I have a lot more things to deal with.
All right,
I wish
Papa
you all the
Biggie.
best and the people with the mental health situation out there. I wish you guys. It's a serious situation. Although we're
Especially
making light
Siri.
of what we're doing
Especially
right
Siri.
at this point, and
Especially
we're
Siri.
laughing and stuff
Talk
and
to
talking.
Siri.
It's a serious situation, and the people taking their own lives could never be something that we need to laugh about.
Right.
But at the same time, I think being jovial with each other will drive us to have a better relationship, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
and it will bring into fold the people that are closest enough to us in hindsight that we could see them, so to speak, and see what's going on with them. We need to take a closer look to our relatives, our people around us, our families.
Mm-hmm.
Take a closer look to our neighbors. Take a closer look at our neighbors. Pay a little bit more attention, so to speak. May I go to bite up my tongue? Pay a little bit more attention to each and every one around us. Be cognizant of our surroundings and show more love to each other. Because without love, and as Daza said, his friends and people around him, they aggressive against him, or the pressure and whatever they're doing. But Daza, let me say this to you. They're on the same live watching you. And whether you believe it or not, you might not see them. And they are friends. And when these things are pre-recorded or recorded or live stream, you can't take it back. Even if when you pre-record, they put it out, or if it's live stream, they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see these things that you're saying. You live among these people. You
Mm-hmm.
might feel that you're in a position where they can't step to you. But always remember, no man is an island, no man stand alone.
And one of them
And
step to me. And one of them
what
step
I'm
to me.
saying, listen. Even if they don't even step to you, listen to me. Let me tell you something. You ever heard of the story of Curly Locks from Rima?
No.
Alright, maybe you need to visit that story there. A man which is a Dan with a whole lot of people around him, and a little 14-year-old you go take him point right in the middle and friends. No,
Either.
just listen to this. And those days weren't even as serious as these days. So you don't want to basically be saying certain things to shade, especially in your community that you live in.
I'm not showing any shades. Me just a tell us say yo, the youth them just want come go on like say them no know say yo, man them know say me a bad man and me retire and take up
All
me say
right, me can say
me.
something to you. Whoa, hold on, Gaza. You know me not deal bad man though.
Yeah, but as me I tell us I'm retired, them thing now I do me thing now. So them the member
Oh,
say yo,
you're retired bad man. All right, me
yeah.
can say something to you. Like when you're retired bad man, then as a retired bad man, you're supposed to start teach them not to be bad man.
That me I do and them not here, brother. I'm not telling
You
one of them
supposed to
easy
teach
way,
them
so
not to be bad man, guys. The reason why you retire, you know. You
I
know
tell
what?
them easy way, so
Yeah,
I
just
What
listen.
is
in your
I tell them
30s.
about them.
up?
You're saying in your 30s. That's what you're saying. So
Yeah,
if you retire, you have to say, you're a bad artist.
yeah,
You're a bad artist.
yeah.
Aye. Bad artist, one of the bad man part, brother. You're a bad man artist. Yeah, no problem with that. No problem with the bad man artist. So you know, teach them. Teach them to paint, my brother. You're a bad man artist. Just teach them to paint and color.
You know I learned that, man. I got engrave they want me for paint.
No,
All of
no,
them grave me
no,
paint, you know.
no, no.
All of them grave me paint, man. All of them grave me paint.
Me can ask you something.
Yeah.
You know anybody in your community like them last time Ashley?
Yeah, me know all about Ashley.
All right. Guess what? One of the Ashley out of your community work for me.
You tell me that behind the scenes.
All right. In America here.
Yeah, man, you tell me that already.
So that's what I'm saying to you. So guess what happened? A lot of people in your community know you. And those same people that me just call the name, they are part of your community.
Mhm.
So always remember people watch things and people see things and people will use things to instigate things.
Yo, me no
Even
use
if you
them,
talk, hold on, you
avoid them,
talking things
avoid
lightly.
them,
Listen
avoid them.
it. Listen, my brother, you talk things lightly. But always remember, no man make out of iron. And I've seen the most powerful, use powerful man get bring down, whichever ways and whatever means. Certain labels you don't want to give yourself, like bad man.
Mhm.
You don't want to give yourself that label. Certain label you don't want to give, certain names you don't want to give to people like enemy. You don't want that. Unless you're doing a music in a general sense. But for you come out and talk like the youth them running in your ear or your enemy and them thing, they don't do it, brother. Cause you don't know when one of them are gonna say, yeah, hear me, boy, I come this man and chat this and that, right? And them step to your wicked. And when them step to you, it might not be him
Anytime
alone.
them
No,
step to me, I
but
take
it
that
might
of
not
them.
be him alone. I might not be him from
Any one
even
of them,
there.
any one of them must dream that. They better get up a dream and chop up that. Any one of them feel like they can come. First thing I left myself, kill is not time, Papa. And me no,
You can
talk
tell
to
us
two
something, you can
people.
tell us something. That's what I'm telling you, say. Go talk, go check on Curly Lock story and we understand what I talk about. Cause you can go and talk where you talk. Talk, them say talk cheap, brother. But the only thing me can tell you, people don't have to come themselves to you when people want to hurt you, brother. So let go off of them type of thing there. What you need to do is try build link little man them where I go on them ill behavior and just link them and say, oh brother, I'm not depend no brother.
Nah, link me, me avoid them, brother. That's what I do. I avoid people. I don't. They don't see me. Them can't see me. Once in a while, them see me.
That good for you avoid them. Me like that. Because where you attack, it better you avoid them for real.
But if them really put it, I'm a waste still. I mean, I have to go brush around them. I say, go. I mean, now when a boy take my 3 points so easy. So if them come to me and come careless,
Put on my glasses and look at me. I can see through the glasses. You can hear me. I say, it's too round light in my glasses. I make sure I hide them that. Because look at you, that's not what me I say. That's
you want to
all
say
I'm
that.
saying.
Man, you want to say that, but that reality me I talk about. You just have to theory. You just
That's
have to practical.
anyway, too much of them talk, too much of them talk. On a serious note, I need you to start something within your community where the youths who in your community who act like them feel lost, reach out to the pastor them in the community, tell them come out of the church, Company Road. Reach out to the teachers them at the schools them, tell them stop when them done teach, walk past you with them with up on the corner. Reach out to all the elders them you can reach out to and say stop walk past you with them on the corner. Come have make we go have a conversation with them
Most
now.
of them youth are
Well,
come.
well, 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 bossy.
Man, let me here tell you something. Most of them youth, them have the medication, and I don't suit them. And them chose the road, and I like say they
You
never.
know, listen, that's what I'm saying to you. It's not about education, you know. Listen what me I say to you. Listen, it's not about education. It's about being a humanitarian. You talk to those people, get them on a march up on the youth them. I wanna say, listen to me. You know me so and so she a teacher, you know Pastor Adams, you know so and so, you know me name Daza. You hear me? My brother, on the life worth a lot more than staying on the corner and
Jesus.
giving certain your brother. Try show them what them life worth, you know? And when you show them what them life worth, and you talk to them on them level, then they will start see certain things. Because there's no mountain that cannot be dig down. Brother, how much mountain you know you see the man dig it down and make road through the year?
I will leave still, but
Alright, guys, so guess
I
what?
don't know.
So guess what? Daza, you be the bulldozer for lick down the mountain.
Yeah, I'm a plane. Me I think we will fly over in the mountain and go on business.
You look
Helicopter.
on some cartoon thing, man.
Yeah, we can't have this
You look
chase.
on some joke.
I
Then
live
no make sense. No make sense. Then it doesn't make any sense. You bring me up here, interview me about mental illness and about suicide, and you not willing to take a step as the moderator to lead by example. That's we are
The
say
thing
you
is,
lead from behind. You need to lead from in front, brother.
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell us. So
Just
yes,
you're not a leader. You're
I'm
not
not.
a leader then.
I'm a
Huh?
leader, but me can't lead somebody when I'm willing to follow. Me
Let me
can't
tell
lead
you
somebody
something.
when I'm
Let me
going
tell
in
you
the
something.
direction.
Me I just up on the phone and talk. Oh, you said them not willing to follow.
They're not willing to follow because if you're not listen, if me not gonna give them, and me not have certain things I
No
give
boy
them.
can't. Let me tell you something. No boy
So,
can't call me and ask me if you're going. Not even spend shell much as for
they're
your
not
life
interested
and
in
if
what me
you're
I
going.
do.
None.
They're not interested in what me I do. They're interested in the money me earn for what me do. And my thing too boring. Alright. My radio station right now, it too alright. Most of my listeners them will tune into my thing. I go my me have a number one mixtape that Jamaica now. I can't tell us when I go on it and look region. I know where I'm a community. For them have it's a boy for me think a old man thing, yeah, man, boring thing, you know. So there's nothing me can tell them. They just want to know say yo, them say couple thing that's a thing up and people yell that them a talk about me. So they when them see me know them people say they want that thing. But like you tell us enough if follow my thing. When me I do them right.
Mhm. That's what me I say to you right now. See,
Mm.
as I'm saying right now, we don't want to go personalize with it. We are going with the your thing. What I'm talking about right now is the general topic of mental illness and
When I
reaching
tell
out.
you
Because
people are them
we have
mad,
to
brother.
start reach out. We have to start reach out. We have to start reach out more, you know? Reach out, you know? Just
All
reach out.
right.
That's it.
Reach out, Daza. I'll be there. All right. All right, Papa Biggie. Thank you. Reach out. That's on WhatsApp radio. And it's in the
All
South
right,
Thank you
people.
Carolina.
so much for
Hot
having
West
me
Pleasant
on.
FM.
Reach out when you feel like you are fall. Take up your phone and give me a call. In the midst of your deepest fear. Always remember say somebody care.
Somebody
That's a
here.
group of people. That's a group of people in the community who care for you. Reach out.
Good luck. We on them
Boss,
good people.
boss, I don't want to go in no more. Reach out. That's all me I say. Reach out, boss. Have a good evening. And all the people out there listening to Papa Biggie and Daza for 2 hours now and Sister Sarah. I do hope you learned something from it. That Daza is a bad man and he don't reach out. But he might reach out now.
Straight badness. That's a your girlfriend named Bad Girl Chinny. Straight
No,
badness.
guess what? No, guess what? No. Me and a bad man. I was never a bad man and I'm never going to be a bad man.
You're a bad man. My woman a bad man. A bad girl Chinny me have.
Bad girl Chinny. All right. Bad girl
Okay.
Chinny and bad man Daza.
All
All right.
right, bad man Chini, bad woman Chini, bad man Miss Daza, or whatever she want name. Kudos to her. My thing is saving life, preservation of life.
More
That's what I
power.
want.
All
Preservation
right.
of life. That's my thing. So anyway, have a good evening. All right.
All right,
Now go
Papa
take care of
Biggie.
some
Bless
business.
up.
All right. Enough respect.
Bad man does a
Well,
bad
well, on
girl
it. Well, on it.
Trini.
Well, on it. Now, interview me. What go on with the interview? Papa
Well,
Biggie.
I don't. Well, that's okay. It was good to have Papa Biggie with that reasoning on here. So you set up the program and you
Then
did
I'm
your
gonna
thing.
interview me again.
You want to be interviewed?
Yeah, interview me now.
All right, Daza. So once again, all those who are watching, greetings.
Tired,
That's
man. I
What's
want
Up
next
Radio
time,
with
that, man.
Spirit Diva
No, man. I
Dion.
want next time. I look something to eat, man.
All right, no problem. I just want to give a shout out to Hot Wax Blazing FM before I go. Ciao.
All right. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So people, when I start going now, 2 hour. That's up to each and everybody, I'm out like Vibes Cartel right now. I'm out. They got